Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for your time today. Today I'm coming to you from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Yes. All right, guys, so did a little trip up to Myrtle, and we recently visited the Gay Dolphin. We posted that one. We recently visited the arcade that is on the boardwalk there. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I'm going to post that one eventually. But while we were here, we went ahead and did a walk around at the Myrtle Beach Mall, obviously. So here we see the Model Train Museum, so that is definitely something you need to stop at. But one of the biggest things is absolutely the Player's Choice Arcade, the greatest arcade and comic book shop in a dead mall in the world. And if you dispute that, too bad. What I say is fact. So, right off the bat, I want to give a big shout out to Keith from Dying Retail. Recently, Keith and I did a little collab at the Citadel Mall here in Charleston and spent some time, walked around the mall, debated about what stores were what back in the day. Actually met security. The gentleman that was working security that day was very nice, actually grew up at the mall, and he had a lot to share and didn't have a problem with us filming, so really good experience. And here we go, passing by Player's Choice. Now, Player's Choice is to the right. To the left is going to be the AMC theater that is still hanging on and pretty strong here at the mall. After we pass Player's Choice, you're actually going to see the arcade part of Player's Choice. So this is a true retro 80s, 90s arcade. And the owner of the arcade, Adam, actually has everything on a quarter play. So if you ever get a chance to go to the Myrtle Beach Mall, definitely bring a handful of quarters. You will enjoy it. He actually also has change machines there, so it's not a big deal. You can go ahead and cash out and get some quarters while you are there. So as we're continuing to walk through here, you're going to see that there are several churches that are within the mall. There's also some places that are like kind of acting. I don't know if they're like little playhouses or what they might be, but I think for a lot of the folks that take part in the acting and arena shows that are here in Myrtle Beach, this is where they kind of work on their craft. A lot of that, what happens in Myrtle Beach is very similar to Branson. For those of you that have ever been to Branson, you'll see that there's kind of like Hollywood, or not Hollywood, Vegas type shows, but they're kind of wholesome shows. And that is also what happens here. I believe there's a pirate show. I believe there is a few religious shows. I think there's a Dolly Parton show. And let's go ahead and continue to walk around here. You see a lot of the claw machines there. So one of the vendors, I'm not sure if it's maybe the gentleman that owns Player's Choice, brought in all of those crane machines. So definitely those are very popular today, but I didn't see anybody while I was here checking them out. There's one of the anchor spots that is all walled off, or at least covered up. We couldn't even see in, so I didn't bother. Sorry for the shakiness of the camera here. The Osmo Pocket was acting a little wacky today. Sometimes the gimbal works nice, sometimes it doesn't. And off to the right here, we actually have a pudding place. So when you have an opportunity and you're here, definitely check out the pudding place. It wasn't open when I was there. Then I think to the right here, this is a Chinese food place. I'm not sure if that one is always open. Maybe once since I've been here in the last few years it's been open. We've got, what do you got, a jewelry store. Now this is at the beginning of the day, so you're not going to see a lot of stuff open, but the mall still has maybe a dozen tenants in between the anchors. So you've got Bass Pro Shops, you've got Player's Choice, you've got the movie theater, and there are two Belks. So you have a Belk women's, and then I think you have a Belk's men's, and home goods maybe, housewares type version of Belk. I think they're in two separate locations here in the mall. And this mall, I believe, was supposed to be redeveloped maybe about a decade ago, because this mall's actually on the Intercoastal Waterway. So I think they were supposed to have docks where you could pull up with your boat, get off, and basically go into the mall. But I think some of the issues that happened around '08 and also what happened during C-19 kind of ruined things here for development of this mall. But I think it's eventually going to get redeveloped. Myrtle Beach has a lot of people, and I say this in a lot of my videos, there's a lot of people moving to South Carolina. Specifically in my area of Charleston, I mean, it is so congested with traffic. The developments that are going in, they're still building down here like crazy, and there's just really no signs of it stopping. People keep moving down here, and Myrtle Beach is one of those popular spots. Columbia is very popular. The Lake Murray side of Columbia is very, very popular. A lot of people moving there. Also, down in that Savannah area, down near Hardyville, and even Augusta, there is a lot of people. And Greenville, Greenville's booming like crazy. The prices of real estate in Greenville are absolutely astronomical. All right, so as we look forward here, looks like we've got a nail studio. We've got Belk coming up. We've got Books A Million off to the right side. There really hasn't been many changes since our last update at this mall, but since I was in the area, I just wanted to bring it to you and document it, get it up on the channel, say hi to everybody. Also, I know that since Keith went here maybe about 2 weeks ago, I wanted to give him a shout. And definitely check out his channel again, Dying Retail. Subscribe if you are not a subscriber. He's based out of Virginia, so he normally handles a lot of malls in his area, kind of similar to what I do. I just really do the malls that are in my radius of Charleston. And I really don't travel to do malls. I really wish I would have started earlier in my YouTube journey and documented back when I lived up in Pittsburgh. I really should have done that when I started watching Dan Bell. And in fact, recently, Dan Bell just redid, after 10 years, his visit to Marley Station Mall. And it was definitely one of the saddest Dan Bell videos that I've ever seen. And, he got emotional during the video because that was his mall. And he even said that the malls that he had filmed never really affected him before, but this mall, meaning Marley Station, did, because that's the mall that he grew up in, that's the mall that he worked at. And, it's the same thing for all of us, So if you have a particular mall that you grew up with, and you haven't mentioned it before in the comments, definitely let me know. What mall was your mall? There's Reed's jewelry store there on the corner. And my mall, again, was the Brunswick Square Mall, which recently did close, so kind of sad about that. A lot of great places there. The Fun and Games, the KB Toys, CVS, they had an inline. They had a Roy Rogers inline. They never had a true food court at that mall. I think they redid it in the last decade, and they had a little bit of a food court. There was a Hot Sam Pretzels, Orange Julius, there was Musicland, Camelot, Walden Books, Spencer's. It was actually a Bamberger's before it was a Macy's. The J.C. Penney had a true catalog section, really big catalog section. I actually remember my parents taking me there to pick up catalog items. Do you guys, that follow the channel, do you remember your retailers having catalog sections? Those days are gone. And, it's one of the reasons why we do these channels. And for myself being, I don't want to say older, but, being one of the older folks that do these dead malls, the dead mall crowd that's on the third wave right now, the younger guys, the North Sea Dogs, the Mall Foxes of the world, keep on filming, guys. And don't just film the big malls, film those little mallways. And I really do like seeing the oddity malls, the places that we just don't see anymore. And even down here in South Carolina, I keep looking for some of those weirdo mallways. They just don't have them. The places that have been converted over to office spaces that used to be mall hallways. They're just not down here. And, also shout out Penrose Mall. I heard recently that somebody bought the mall, and they are finally fixing it up, renovating it, redeveloping it. So that is good to hear. Penrose was one of those malls that was kind of on my, I don't want to say bucket list, but on my very, very high top of the list to visit malls after Dan, Sal, Anthony, and Kristen had visited that mall. It's one that got away from me, unfortunately, but at least I got Signal Hill Mall. That was my first mall in my dead mall excursions. And if you have not seen that video, definitely punch up Signal Hill. I returned also to that mall just the same way I'm returning here to Myrtle Beach Mall. And in front of us here, I believe, was the Victoria's Secret. At one point, I think it was a very fancy Victoria's Secret, obviously, with all the window woodwork and doorways. And we're going to continue to walk around here. Got about another minute and a half with you guys, but you know, it's just really fun to walk through. And I guess to the right, maybe that was structure, or I don't know, yeah, I assume that was structure. Normally structure had those Roman columns. And yeah, so guys, before I leave you, definitely appreciate your time. Glad to bring you the update here for Myrtle Beach Mall. When you get an opportunity, definitely visit the mall. Definitely visit the arcade. There are so many people that have no idea that the Player's Choice Arcade is here at the mall. You definitely need to check it out and walk around and see what's going on here. And while you're here, also film it too. Post it on your YouTube channel. All right, guys. So that's going to be my time with you today. Just final few minutes here. And definitely want to wish you well. Got a lot more coming. I'm actually going to be spending some time up in Columbia soon, so hoping to do Columbia Place Mall and Dutch Center Square. Dutch Center Square is actually in federal court right now, so if you're interested in that story, definitely look it up. There was a local entity that was trying to purchase the mall, and supposedly some things happened, and they're going to fight it out in court. So I hope that whoever wants the mall and will actually redevelop the mall gets the mall, because it is a nice piece of property in Columbia that really deserves to be redeveloped for the community. All right, guys, final seconds here. Thank you so much for your time. I will catch you in the next video. Stay safe, watch out for those security guards, and keep on filming. All right, guys, bye-bye.